Welcome to the online worship service of the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock. I'm the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. I minister to this congregation with the Reverend Jennifer Brower and the Reverend Jay Brooks. Although we continue to be physically distant to protect one another as the pandemic continues, we also are part of creating a loving religious community, encouraging spiritual growth, and helping to build a more just and joyful world. At noon each Sunday, you are invited to our virtual coffee hour. If you're new to Unitarian Universalism, we are a faith tradition which welcomes diversity and values relationship. Please visit our website to learn more about Unitarian Universalism and the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock. This service recognizes our 8th grade religious education coming of age class. Each year, our 8th graders engage in a deep exploration of our Unitarian Universalist tradition. They learn about their UU ancestors. They meet with their ministers and with other leaders in this congregation. They talk about the big questions: life, death, God, love, justice, responsibility, meaning-making. They put it all together for themselves in a personal belief statement, a credo. Each year, our coming-of-agers get to know each other well by being together in our classroom and going on a special trip to Boston together. These have not been possible for the last 2 springs, but still, they have formed a great bond among them. They have remained together, and along with their advisors, Frank Telsch, Paul Dresner, Basha Carr, and Laura Grassi, along with these great leaders and friends and companions and mentors to them, they have gotten each other through this pandemic. We celebrate with them. Let us worship together.
We light this chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism.
This is the faith of the open mind.
This is the faith of the loving heart.
This is the faith of the helping hand.
Together we take care of our earth and work for peace and friendship in our world.
Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest of truth is its sacrament,
and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom,
to serve human need. This do we affirm and covenant with each other.
In a house which becomes a home, one hand down and another takes up heritage of mind and heart, laughter and tears, musings and deeds. Love, like a carefully loaded ship, crosses the gulf between the generations.
Therefore, we do not neglect the ceremonies of our passage, when we wed, when we die, when we are blessed with a child, when we depart and when we return, when we plan and when we harvest. Let us bring up our children. It is not the place of some official to hand them their heritage. If others impart to our children our knowledge and ideals, they will lose all of us that is worldless and full of wonder. Let us build memories in children, lest they drag out joyless lives, lest they allow treasures to be lost, because they have not been given the keys. We live not by things, but by the meanings of things. It is needful to transmit the passwords from generation to generation.
As Unitarian Universalists, the second principle we covenant to affirm calls us to promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. One of the most direct ways we live into this value each week is by taking up a collection to support local organizations and serve communities in need. Today's offering goes to Adventures in Learning, a Manhasset program which provides an environment that nurtures the minds, bodies, and souls of children from their formative years of early childhood through the impressionable years of pre-adolescence. Their activities focus on values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Adventures in Learning serves the children of low-wealth families, many of mixed or no immigration status, who have not been helped by any of the government's COVID relief packages. In the response to the current crises amplified by the pandemic, the program uses donations like yours to help these families with grocery store gift cards, rent payments, and cards for transportation. Between 70 and 100 families are served through this fund. There are 3 ways for you to contribute: by sending a text, by using the donate link on our website, be sure to choose Special Collection or using PayPal. Thank you for your generosity, your compassion, your dedication to building a more just and joyful world.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. The separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurture in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in awe, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the course of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
This has been a most unusual and challenging year, to say the least. Traditionally, one of the cornerstones of the Coming of Age year is the annual Unitarian Universalist Heritage Trip to Boston and Concord, where we visit points of interest related to such ancestors as Henry David Thoreau, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and my personal favorite, Louisa May Alcott. The mystery of why transcendentalists needed to have three names is best left to the scholars, but we need not be experts to glean lasting meaning from the words of these great thinkers. While Thoreau lived a period of his life in chosen isolation, and not the necessary one we are experiencing, I find comfort and purpose in this passage from his most famous work, Walden. I find it wholesome to be alone the greater part of the time. To be in company, even with the best, is soon wearisome and dissipating. I love to be alone. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. Granted, perhaps Thoreau was not much of a people person, whereas I know that many of our young people, and myself as well, thrive in the company of others. Which is why the door has not closed on this beloved step of their faith formation journeys. Whether they have chosen to participate in coming of age this year or next, we will bring the group to New England and have direct experience together, once it is safer to do so and the historic sites have reopened. Unitarian Universalist identity doesn't develop on a schedule at a particular age. It is a lifelong exploration that we honor every step of the way. We need to be mindful not to overlook these milestones whenever they may happen. I turn to the words of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, when the story's hero, Jo March, says of her sister Beth, "I think she is growing up, and so begins to dream dreams, and have hopes and fears and fidgets, without knowing why or being able to explain them." Asking our young people to think and write about what is on their hearts, what they believe right now in the moment, what fuels their kindness and morality, affirms their inherent worth and dignity. They may not have all the answers. No one is ever expected to. But we meet each and every person where they are to better know their minds and hearts. I am especially fond of Jo March's rebellion against the gender constructs of her era. Ahead of her time then, and no less relevant today. When her conventional sister Meg confronts Jo that she must turn up her hair now that she is a young lady, Jo shouts, "I'm not! And if turning up my hair makes me one, I'll wear it in 2 tails till I'm 20. I hate to think I've got to grow up and be Miss March and wear long gowns and look as prim as a China Aster." I have to admit I had to look that one up. A China Aster is a type of flower similar to a daisy or a chrysanthemum. The unique way she speaks her mind is one of the things I like most about Jo. She goes on to say that she likes boys' games and work and manners. Jo March has a well-considered sense of self, and that is what we encourage our young people to strive toward. So, dear coming-of-age youth, keep dreaming your dreams, hoping your hopes, and facing your fears. Fidget with idle distractions when you need a break, and listen to your restless hearts, for therein lies opportunities for transformation. Wear your hair in 2 tails for as long as you wish. Clothe yourselves in whatever suits your spirit, and work and play in the manner that feels the most authentically you. Love and blessings to you all.
Hello, I'm Frank Telch. What a strange year this has been, full of challenges we never dreamed of and full of more resiliency than we could have hoped for. Our coming-of-age youth were just rectangles on a Zoom screen instead of friendly faces in a classroom. But they stuck with us, and we should all be proud of them for that. I know I am, and they should be proud of themselves. It's great to see them today in person for the first time. The fact that we can do that is just one more thing that makes me more optimistic about where we are headed as a class, as a congregation, as a community, as a nation, as a world. Through it all, we've tried to help our youth this year to develop their sense of who they are as spiritual beings, not to give them our right answers, but to guide them in working out their right answers, to understand themselves better. After all, isn't that, in part, what Unitarian Universalism is all about? We've had some really good discussions over the course of the past year, but we know we've missed out on a lot. I'm thinking especially about the trip to Boston we should have taken a few weeks ago. We hope to be able to make that up to them as our lives become more and more open. If anything good has come out of this pandemic, perhaps it has made us realize just how strong we can be when faced with huge challenges. I'm looking forward with hope and optimism to the months and years ahead. Thank you.
Some of you who have attended regularly and others much less, some not at all, but that's okay. I am grateful for every bit of time you shared with us. We were there to witness some of your moments of epiphany. Thank you for every smile, every minute you spent with us. It meant a lot. The conditions were tough and you were real troopers. I look forward to when we will get to know each other in person, or should I say in Boston. It would be great. We will be able to philosophize and discover more about our beliefs and realizations after recovering from this crazy pandemic. Peace out until then, my friend.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall, no one would hear?
Let that lonely feeling wash away, 'cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand.
Someone will come running, I know, they'll take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You will be found.
Hello, my name is Paul McKenna. I'm 15 years old, a freshman in high school, and I do not believe in any sort of high cosmetic power, such as a god or gods, that kind of thing. I've never really been able to grasp the concept of a supernatural being who always is watching us, every one of us, all of our movements, and decides what afterlife we go to, such as heaven or hell. And as breakthroughs and discoveries of science around the world and about the world happen around us, it doesn't seem to support the idea of some mystical old man in the sky or a bunch of other types of gods who created all this to happen. Now, just because I don't believe in a god does not mean that I think that all religion is wrong. I do have my own morals and ways of living that maybe some of it is based off of religion. And I respect people who are religious as long as they're willing to accept my beliefs and don't demonize me or think I'm some sort of monster for believing in what I believe. Because the morals, I believe, from religion have brought people together. Well, sometimes they didn't, but it depends. Most of the time they did, and have benefited the human race for a very long time. So, in conclusion, although I may not agree with the idea of a god, gods, or some other supernatural high power that we cannot comprehend, I do think that the moral code that religion has created and practiced over thousands of years is still very important.
Hello, people of this congregation. For me, this credo was difficult to make. These past few years of my life, I never really had a faith or belief in anything non-religious. I never thought about whether gods or a god existed, and it never really mattered to me what happened after death. Presently, I still think about what I have faith in or what I believe in, and possibly one day on my journey of life, I will know. I may not know my faith, but I try my best to enjoy each day, and I always try to be polite and kind to strangers or my peers. I believe that being good to people spreads kindness throughout the community and beyond. This credo has been very brief. However, these are only my current beliefs. When I get older and I think more and more, perhaps I will know. Until then, these are my thoughts.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your hearts are aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. You know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too fine to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Give you up, give you up, never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. You know the game and we're gonna play it. I just wanna tell you how you're feeling.
Gonna make you understand.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
We are all shaped by the times in which we live. The Great Depression, or the 1950s boom, or the 1960s civil rights movement, 9/11, the Great Recession, the rise of tech, and these pandemic times. Our young people will be shaped by these pandemic times. They have not been able to have the coming-of-age experience that we wanted to give them. But not all has been sad. When I visited their class, I asked them what positive things they had learned about themselves this year, and they answered. I've learned that I'm resourceful. I've learned that I'm resilient. I've learned I have so much to be grateful for. I've learned that I am creative. Our young people have learned not to take for granted the importance of relationships. May we all travel the road to becoming our best selves with this same understanding, knowing that we can survive and thrive if we go forward together. May our young people in this coming-of-age year knowing their own strength and that they have a great capacity for love and friendship. May they know that this community at Shelter Rock is now and always will be their home. May the world open itself to being changed for the better by the presence of these, our coming-of-age class. May it be so. Blessed be.